My name is Wakawaka, and the official name. Production was nilianza 2015. Actually in 2013, I was back in university. I did environmental science, geography and natural resource management with MT.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
When I qualified, I wanted to do music in university, but Dad was like,
Funka! Funka!
My dad is a very good guitarist. Mimi nilifanya muziki na haijanilipa. Tafuta kwa singine. And then geography na chemistry ndio nilikuwa na. Actually I wanted to do industrial chemistry. Hey, nikaona mathematics ziko hapo juu mimi maona nilidunda.
Yesu!
Nikaona hiyo mathematics yazani nayo. Juu chemistry at least nilikuwa na A, geography nilikuwa na A. And in short true I'm a genius.
Sometimes my genius is it's almost frightening.
You know? Anyway, jokes aside, I went ahead nikadu geography, natural resource management. But nikiwa shule bado I was making beats. Actually nilisoma na Demo Kami, alikuwa nyuma yangu. Akina Flako alikuwa way back maze. I remember those days. So bado nikiwa shule, mimi nilikuwa na make beats. So I think nilikuwa too meant kuwa producer. My name Wakawaka came up very weirdly. I was called Andy Beats back then. Andy, my name, B, it was Andy B. B is Burudi, it's my official name in ID. So it was Andy B, and then people started calling me Andy Beats because I was only making beats. So back in 2019, I was working with Rico Gang and the Uchungulu family on a particular song inaitwa Chachisha. So Wakawaka came hivyo. Because anything I was touching, ilikuwa ina glow. Nilikuwa naguza kitu inawaka. Like ilikuwa ina glow. I was making hit songs za gengeton, but hazifiki 1M, but niko tu hapo. So anyone I was working with, tulikuwa tunaguza project, inagonga ka 500, ka 600, ka 800. So Wakawaka came. Hivyo tu. Kama jokes, and then it became a name juu Harry Craze wa Rico Gang ndo aliniambia unafaa embrace hiyo jina. So I embraced it, and here we are right now. 2019 saini, 6 years later. Nilikuwa tu na make beats, but Njoro alikuwa like, I'm tired of you making beats, you need to get into recording and mixing and mastering. So hivyo tu nikajipata kumbe imekuwa serious. Mimi nilikuwa tu msee wa ku make beats. I was an artist then, so I was making my own beats. Mi sidhani beat yangu ya kwanza anyone used it. It was my own beat, but I remember the beat. Ilikuwa beat kali, but sikuwa mnoma hiyo time. But ilikuwa kali. But if you're asking my very first beat nilitumiwa na an artist, I think ilikuwa J7. A very good artist actually. Na do dancehall. Yes, I was an artist. Kona mangoma mob. Luckily aziko YouTube. So watu wajui, but I have very many songs. Well, the first time I realized I'm doing it professionally ni back in 2018. Because I remember tulikuwa na Ngash, na beshte yangu naitwa DJ Kenito, na J7 na Sims. We started like a group na purpose, aka crew fulani, and then nilikuwa like I was the main producer. Ndio niko like okay, kumbe kitu naifanya professionally. Funny enough, the best music nime produce bado hazija hit like levels zinafazi hit. Napenda muziki nimefanyia demo naitwa Like one of the best artists nimework na yeye. J7, one of the best dancehall artists nimework na yeye.
Got a lot of girls, got a lot of drink. Yeah. Got a lot of weed. When you want on the weekend. Good time. We gonna have a good time.
I've actually worked with a number of Jamaican artists, bado hazija hit levels. So if you're talking about what we call good music, niko na mangoma noma sana za wase. But ikifika ni music nikisema ilifanya nifike levels ni Kifo cha Mende. In terms of what we believe in best song, It's the best song nimefanya. Tulifanya na like less than 10 minutes. Mimi mwana yani ilikuwa fun. So in terms of best music for everyone ni Kifo cha Mende. Stand out of course ni Kifo cha Mende because iliniweka kwa map. But weirdly enough sasa napenda Donjo Maber.
Ikibamba sana basi pull it up. Selector cheza doba once from the top. Donjo Maber, Donjo Maber, Donjo Maber. Tunisha speaker, we mash it up. Fire, we light it up. Donjo Maber, Donjo Maber, Donjo Maber. Donjo Maber, Donjo Maber, Donjo Maber.
Because Donjo Maber ilikuwa out of nowhere. We were recording another song. And then we were like, this song ni album, si ngoma kutoa sahi. And then I started playing the din di 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 din di 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 din. Wakaisikia wako like, tu rekodi. So nikajua iko na energy different. Request was there actually. Pia akakam kwa picture. Ako like, hey, kitu ni mbaya. So I'm very proud of Donjo Maber because ilitoka tu from nowhere. Looking back from where I've come from, mazee nimegrow sana, of which usipogrow kuna shida. My sound imechange, actually si kuchange, imegrow because I still use whatever I used to before. My very first mentor alikuwa anaitwa Tito, right now he's in Germany. A very good hip hop producer. I started in hip hop, then got into house. Sahi I'm doing my own sound. Actually I think my first hit song ilikuwa House Gengeton, nilifanya Rico Gang. So nimegrow, niseme tu nimegrow, and I'm a better producer because I embrace change and I embrace market. Back then when I was doing hip hop ilikuwa just hip hop. Kama upendi hip hop bado. But saa hii nimekuja ku embrace industry, najua chenye wanataka. So najasema nimegrow. Yeah. But I usually start beats na energy. Inalingana tu. I might start with the melody, I might start with drums, I might start with bass line, I might start with even percussion. Sikuagi ati fixed lazima nianze na kitu fulani. So italingana tu na energy ya ngoma. Unapata if it's maybe hip hop nitaanza na drums, maybe ni dancehall nitaanza na maybe the first melody ama string ama sina ati a particular way of starting music, but once I hear an artist na nisikie ngoma yake itanipea direction taenda. I'm a Logic person, maze. My software ni Logic. Naweza kidogo because nilianza na Fruity Loops, naweza rudi. Naweza guza project yenyewe na Fruity Loops. Naweza tumia Cubase, naweza tumia Nuendo, naweza tumia I have a lot. When it comes to monitors napenda Yamaha HS8 because of the mid-range. Bass yake si perfect, but I really love the mid-range, of which hiyo ndo the vocal. Napenda mic, napenda TLM 103, that is Newman, ndio nimetumia sana, but nimetumia once Newman Gold ni mbaya. I love the sound. And then when it comes to sound card napenda UMC, Behringer UMC 1820, Focusrite yote. Focusrite wako na very amazing sound. And then keys MIDI, weird enough napenda M Audio. Any M Audio iko na keys soft vizuri. Yes. Yeah, when it comes to plugins, anything to do with UAD, waves, na any stock plugin, hakuna software inakosanga stock plugin normal. So italingana. Kama Logic napenda, weird enough napenda delay yao. It's so amazing. So any stock plugin ya any software, UAD na waves, I'm good. Oh, na nimesahau aje nini. Isotope. Yeah, kuna mali natumianga. When I'm in the studio with an artist, nita make beat tukiwa naye kulingana na venye nadu. But nikiwa peke yangu, thought process yangu inakuangaje, nafikiria Dufla anaweza ua hii beat, Yani anaweza ua hii beat, Furthermore anaweza ua hii beat, Harry Chris, J7, like I have someone in mind, so na create na mindset yake when I'm alone. But nikiwa na producer na artist kwa studio na workingi sasa kulingana na kitu artist amekuja nayo. But if it's my own beat for selling ama for someone, lazima nikuwe na mtu kwa kichwa. My ideal type of artist to work with ni anyone who's good, anyone who's amazing, anyone who's talented. The way I work on EPs and albums, inalingana. The only fear I have inakuanga, if you work on an entire EP ama album, unaweza jipata unajirudia ama sound ina sound same. I always fear that because I hate doing music that sounds the same. So number one, nitaambia pia artist, when you come with your songs, ensure ziko different. Plus an EP, unless tuna work on an EP, tuseme ni compa, we are working on compa, so tutenda na direction ya compa. But kama ni album or something, napenda changes, like give me this song differently, a collabo differently even. But ni ngumu kwa on an entire EP as a producer. Ni ngumu sana, but any EP ama album yangu utasikia utadhania mimi nimefanya yote. Because pia I work with other producers to ensure that I don't give the same sound. If you're an artist, we can't work without split sheets. You must pay me royalties. You must pay me standard charge. But when it comes to the business side, I wish my manager was here. Angejibu better. I've been underpaid. I've been uncredited quite a number of times. I remember I was working with a certain crew, and they got a deal. They were signed on a particular label. I was their producer. I won't say who they are, I won't say which label it is. And I did an entire EP. I was supposed to be paid 25,000 per song, which is underpayment, but by then it was good money. Weird enough, when I finished the 6 songs, because they're working on an EP, I only got paid 25,000 shillings for 6 songs. And I was supposed to be paid 25,000 shillings per song. And since then I realized I need a manager, I need a lawyer. So if it's about underpayment, I totally understand. We have a problem of not knowing. We don't do our research, we just love the art. And I feel hiyo ndo mistake yenye tunafanya sana, including producers and artists. It's a mistake that we all do. We just love the art, we forget that it's also business. Na advice yangu inaweza kuwa understand the art kwanza. Because if you're getting into this, you need to know it's business. Me, I did this for over 10 years. Sijui ni nini na do. Sijui I'm supposed to be making money, because I've had so many songs that ni hits, but people don't even know it's me who did them. There are songs nimeenda nimefanyia other producers, niona make dough. I made the beat, I helped even in recording and giving ideas, but sikuweka hata jina yangu, sikuitisha split sheet. And it really messes us up. So me naweza wish any producer, any artist, understand the game before you get into it. Ndio itakuwa easier for you to nail the game. The one quote I always have inakuanga, don't do anything for free because no one will ever value. In short, namaanisha kama umefanya kitu sari, haina value. So lipisha because ukilipisha hiyo ndo value yenye umepeana kwa your work. And that is why I don't do anything for free. The only advice nazampatia ni ungejua do mapema. Ungejua do mapema because ulipenda art kuliko do. Yeah, because nimepeana so many beats for free. Nimerekodia watu wengi for free. wameenda wamehit, they forgot ni mimi nilikuwa the idea. Hey, ng'ombe zangu zinataka zikamuliwe. The only advice I can give upcoming artists, they need to understand the value of their art. As I said earlier, there's nothing that comes for free, and you need to put money to make money. Kuna wase uni text everywhere ati mimi niko na talent, unaweza nisaidiaje? Niko like, mimi the only way I can help you is kurekodia a good song and then show you the ways to market it and to push it. Again, there's nothing that comes for free. So if you're an artist, an upcoming artist, na unataka kufanya hii kitu kama job, put money kwa kazi yako. Hii ni biashara kama biashara nyingine. There are a couple of artists I really want to work with. Kenya nimewaka na wengi, but on a personal level naweza taka kuwork tukae tu chini ni Bien. Naweza taka kuwork na Bien sana. Nikita Kering. But Bien Nikita Kering naweza taka sana. If it's hip hop naweza taka kuwork na Mashifta for now, because they are a couple na bado na try kwa trace because I really want to work with them. In Africa, way back nilikuwa nasikiza Wizkid. For now, Nasty C pia. I really want to work with Asle na Mario. I've worked with so many good producers in Kenya. Actually, Kenya iko na talent sana. Nimework na Ihaji, nimework na Vic West, nimework na boy flani ana upcome ni mimi na mentor anaitwa Willy, na Eugene sasa is in Canada but it's Kenya. Nimework na Naiboy is a producer stroke artist. Nimework na Magic Senga, ndo tunaongea, we want to see what we can do. Actually mgoje kitu yangu na Magic Senga, unajua beat killer na the best producer sahi, so kitu inaweza tokea itakuwa amazing. Nakosaje kutaja my mentor Lucas na Sedo, tunawork na yeye sahi. He's one of the best producers nishai get ideas from. Kush Records tuko na yeye, tunawork nyingine yeye. Actually most of the songs anajiita Igamba Mbiu, but anaitwa Kush ya job. Mike J was my manager. Yeye ndo the reason behind Nairobi ya Stone Jiwe. Nimework na yeye on a number of songs. Nimework na Muruthi ni like wanawak na Sedo. Yani ni countless. Wacha tuseme tu nimework na producers wengi. Collaborate na very many producers and I'll still do, because I'm a very open guy and I love working with producers. That I can tell you, because kitu yenye tunajikoseanga kama Wakenya ni unataka kudo everything. Ukitaka kwenda mbali, work with people. Ukitaka kwenda haraka, tembea peke yako. So unaweza enda haraka lakini utaenda mbali. If you want to go far, work with other people. So I'm very humbled to work na the people I've worked with so far. Kuna wenye sijataja juu ni wengi. Nimework na wengi na nitaendelea kuwork na wengi. But dream yangu saa hii ni kuwork na Magic Senga. Na hiyo kitu tunapanga. So watch out.